No relationship. No emotions. Just sex.
Whatever happens, we stay friends.
Swear.
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 The subject of premarital sex has been one with a lot of controversy and conflict between the church and the modern world. The issue of whether or not this act is a moral one remains to be one of the biggest debates in the world. In our search for answers, we interviewed a student to voluntarily share about her experience and views regarding this subject. To preserve her privacy, we conducted this interview through a phone call.
Do you agree with the church's stand on premarital sex? Explain why.
I can't say I'm either completely agreeing to the church's stand. I guess I can agree to some extent. The reason why I can't completely agree is because, as sacred as it is in all its symbolism of love, times are changing and the community is adapting so much that the church's simple stand about premarital sex does not speak for everyone per se.
What's your stand on premarital sex?
My stand, like I mentioned before, is that I'm not completely for it, but there are a few things to consider before taking a stand, since I myself am left with more questions about the topic than answers that I can really come up with myself.
Why do you think most people do not adhere to what the church teaches about sex and marriage?
Not every single one person on the planet has the patience to build a relationship and then wait till marriage before you can really have sex.
Do you think that the church's teachings regarding this subject is outdated?
Oh yeah, definitely. If it was somehow more realistically adapted into the society, I think people would find more of a reason to reconsider actually following the teachings of the church that way.
Breaking news this morning from the Vatican, a new document on sex, marriage, and family life. Pope Francis tells Catholics to let their conscience show them how to behave, not church rules. And he tells priests and bishops not to judge. Seth Doan is in Rome with details of the document called The Joy of Love. Seth, good morning.
Good morning. There are no bombshells, no major changes in church doctrine. But in these 200-plus pages, we did see a very pragmatic pope, a pope who seemed to understand the pressures of modern families and relationships.
This is not a manual of answers to all of the great problems. It's rather an honest attempt to raise all the great questions that families are facing today.
While this document may not usher in radical change, this Pope did recognize the great diversity among the world's 1.2 billion Catholics.